Bring you up to speed on other news that we're tracking this afternoon.
A jury has found Robert Interval guilty of killing his girlfriend, Christine Mustafa, in 2017. The jury said they were not able to agree to a first-degree murder conviction, but did find him guilty on second-degree murder. Mustafa's body has never been found. Investigators believe her body was dumped in a landfill and spent more than $1 million searching for it. We'll have reaction from Mustafa's family about the verdict coming up on 12 News at 5.
First victim has been identified in a deadly helicopter crash on the Fort McDowell Indian Reservation. Officials say 2 people were killed today when the chopper went down near Fountain Falls. One professor was the chair of the school's helicopter program. He's been identified as Professor Rusi Moore, a member of the college's Aviation Industry Advisory Board and a decorated helicopter test pilot for the U.S. Army. Right now, the second victim has not been named.
The suspect in Saturday's fatal road rage shooting near 67th and Peoria Avenues in Glendale has been identified as 22-year-old Alexander Felix. He turned himself in to police yesterday. He's accused of fatally shooting 18-year-old A.J. Pettigrove and hitting another teen in the car.
Developing right now, the father of a 12-year-old U.S. citizen deported to Mexico last Wednesday is back in Phoenix. ICE allowing Jose Gonzalez to return yesterday morning down in Nogales. His wife was a private in the United States Army. She died in Afghanistan in 2010.
The Alhambra School District is warning parents about adults luring their children after 3 incidents have taken place in just the past month. Here are the facts that we know right now. The first incident happened on March the 26th when a man tried to lure a Westwood Elementary student into his car.
And the second happened yesterday when a man showed up at Westwood family's home and said he was a teacher and was there to take their daughter to school. And the last happened this morning when another man tried to lure a girl into his car. The Alhambra Elementary School District is urging parents to take a few extra precautions to make sure that their children are safe.
Actress Felicity Huffman could face up to 10 months in jail for her role in the college admission scandal. She was just one of 13 parents who pled guilty to conspiracy to commit fraud. The actress is expected back in court on March the 21st.